Hi friends, how are you? I hope you're doing good. I'm good myself. This is the Monday after I celebrated my 45th birthday. And I feel so blessed to have lived all these years. To middle age sasa, it's amazing. And I can't help but look back on the road I have traveled and the fact that God was there guiding me every step of the way, even when I didn't feel it. Yeah. Umbali tumetoka na mahali tumefika, ndiyo maana ninatambua kwamba wewe ndiye Ebeneza, sio kwa uwezo wangu ila ni kwa uwezo wako. Mahali nimefika mimi, acha nikushukuru. E Bwana, umenisaidia nifike mahali nimefika. Bwana, wewe ni Ebeneza maishani mwangu, ninataka Ebeneza nijengwe juu yako. Ninataka Ebeneza uwe msingi wangu, jiwe langu la thamani na kutamani sana, jiwe langu la pembeni na kuhitaji sana. Oh, Ebeneza, jiwe langu, nataka maisha yangu. Hey, God is so good. I don't know where I would be if I had not aligned with God at some point in my life. And though I believe that Kagai Gatioraga, as we say in Kikuyu, it means that a God's child doesn't waste away or something like that. When you think about the prodigal child and the fact that he left home taking everything, his inheritance, yeah, and then the father knew that he had to let him go, because if he didn't, he wouldn't see the world, and so he wouldn't appreciate the kind of comfort that he had in the father's house, yeah. So as much as he left, as much as he squandered his inheritance, when he did go back, the father was willing to take him back and just welcome him home, bathe him, make sure he wears royal robes. Even though he didn't have an inheritance, he had the comfort of being in the father's home. My God. So many times we walk away from God's intended purpose for us, yeah? But when we come back, I like that somebody said, no matter how far we think we have gone from his presence, he's only a turn away. Like if you turn back, anytime you think that you should turn back, he'll be there. You'll find him there. He has been following you the whole time, yeah? So God is so good, and he is a just God, and he sees everything that you go through. He sees where the path got crooked, you know? And sometimes he will just go ahead into your future to straighten those crooked paths and just take care of things, so that whenever you feel that you're ready to come back to him, whenever you realize that this life, I cannot do it without him, and you turn back to him, he'll be like, okay, I bring you now to the intended purpose of your life. You can go, you know, because he knows that mbele kuko sawa. He has straightened the paths, and he has provided everything that you will need for the journey. So I'm blessed to be here today, and I thank him for his goodness and his mercy. He's been so merciful, and he's been so faithful, and not just to me, but to the generations behind. And you notice in my life right now, I'm looking back and realizing that he was concerned about the people before me, you know, and I've mentioned this many times, yeah. And so in my gratitude, I thank God too for those who came before me and the journey that they started, so that when I do come along, I will, you know, walk in the same path, you know, the same path of greatness, even though greatness means different things to every one of us. Yeah. So yes, I thank God. And there's some things I would say that I've learned in the journey. Yeah. And some of the biggest lessons, let me just say, number one would be that God sees in secret and reveals or answers in public. Whatever you've ever trusted God for, whatever time you've been crying, and though others couldn't see in the secret places, God saw, yeah? God saw, and He knew that at the appointed time, He will answer you and make it all beautiful. Whatever you've gone through, no matter what, no matter how hard it has been, at the appointed time, He makes it beautiful. I think it's Isaiah 66 that says, "Shall I bring to the moment of birth and not allow the womb to open? Surely He cannot." So if He plants a seed and the time for this fruit to be brought forth arrives, surely He cannot hold it back. He will let the seed pop into this world. I like thinking about that seed as a child that is ready to be born and steps into the world with purpose. Yeah. The second one is that your life is an example and people are always watching. Do you know this life we live, though that is not something I would want to put out with pressure, like, oh, you should worry about what people are saying. It's just that even unknowingly, you're leaving an example for people. Sometimes it's a good example, sometimes it's a bad example, yeah. But imagine you're a subject of discussion in many homes. People are looking at you, looking at your journey, discussing it, and thinking, perhaps we can believe like Wanyiha did, and God will take us there, yeah. Or maybe avoid these mistakes that Wanyiha did, and you will find an easier path. So God uses you for other people, but the journey that you do take, yeah, you are like a mirror to other people. You are showing by example what to do or what not to do. Now that should not pressure you, because you're supposed to just be doing your life. Your life is your life. How well you live it will be an example, you know. The third thing, every God's direction is road tested. Now, God may urge you to take a certain path or to do a certain thing in life, yeah? And this He does because He's gone ahead of you and He's tested the road. He knows you will make it, yeah? You're His child. He knows you will make it. So when He sets you on a journey, He knows that hautapotea. And so many times we go on a path and perhaps that doesn't work, you know. You may even start a thing and it doesn't work. So you find that you will learn and sometimes even get fearful that, hey, you know, it's like the way you burn your finger and you're like, I can never do that again, yeah? But no matter which path you take, God is so intentional that everything that you do will work out for good to those who trust Him, yeah? So you may even take a wrong path and it doesn't matter how far you're gone. Whenever you're ready to turn to Him, He will be like, turning all these experiences, all these good and bad experiences, He makes them work for good to those who trust them, who trust Him, yeah? So you should never walk in fear. You should never worry that, oh, I could be doing the wrong thing, so I choose not to do this thing. Whenever an opportunity presents itself and it's something you feel that you should partake or should get into, do it, because even if it's the wrong thing, God will make everything work out together for good, because He has been on that road. He knows every step, every road that you take, and He's tested it. He knows that you will not die there, but He must rescue you if it's bad, so that He may direct you into the path that you're supposed to take. And you know, if you do take a path and it turns out to be a very bad one, it's still good for Him, because now He gets a chance to direct you, because now you're more aligned. You can hear Him properly, and you know, you can be able to follow Him, because God's voice is not loud, but His convictions are. So when you're convicted, you will not find it hard to come back to Him. So I hope this helps. and I welcome you back to the journey. Subscribe if you do come across this, and let's do this journey together. God bless you, God keep you, and whatever age you're turning, I hope it will be this exciting to you as it is to me. God bless you. I love you. Bye bye.